Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the August 28th, 2025 Rockingham County Board of Commissioners meeting. I call the meeting to order and ask everyone to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a busy agenda and some guests from the public, so I'm going to do away with formal attendance. We have all three Board of Commissioners here, and I'm going to request that anyone from the public, if you just kindly identify yourself if you're speaking. But with that, I'm going to move, I'll entertain a motion to suspend the agenda and move public comment to the front so that our guests can speak first.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. All right, so welcome you, Ms.
Hi, I'm Jill Taylor Center.
Would you rather sit?
No, I'm
It's
fine.
an informal process. so-
No, I'm okay. I sent you a letter back in June, requesting the Taylor family recognition, and there was some confusion, whether the Taylor family home was taken by eminent domain, to build the addition onto the county farm. I have with me today Count Swayze, who, he's not attorney of record, but he was the consulting attorney when the family was served the notice for eminent domain. And I'd like him to explain exactly what happened back then, because when we spoke in June, he said they couldn't find any record of eminent domain. Well, he has the history to explain why that record's not quite as cut and dry as we thought it was. So, God.
My name's Charlton Swayze, and I'm an attorney. I live in Kingston, New Hampshire. Jill tracked me down and wanted to know if I knew anything. Well, I did. I was there. Okay. I was there when this happened. I probably maybe the only last one that was actually physically present. And I know none of you, the commissioners.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. That's what I'll trust you. You weren't there, understand all that. This is what happened.
I wanted to be there.
Yeah, well, maybe not. I don't remember how many years ago it was, so this comes from memory. I was an attorney at the time and I knew the Taylor family forever. Did you know the Swayze family's been in Brentwood like forever, and so wasn't the Taylor family. And we knew each other, did all kinds of stuff together. So when they received this notice, I forget exactly what it was called. We would call it the notice of intent to take by eminent domain. They got a hold of me. And I said, okay, and I went and saw them over at the farmhouse, and we talked about it and whatnot. And I said, of course, they were not happy about it and didn't want that to happen. It was their homestead and had been in the Taylor family for I don't know how many generations, or how many years, way back. So we talked about it, and I said, well, okay, let me look into it. You know, I looked into it. I spoke to a couple of commissioners. Don't ask me who it was. It's so long ago. I don't remember, and I'm sure they'll. I don't think it was Maureen. I might have. I knew Maureen. I don't think it was Maureen.
No.
Probably that guy. Yeah, probably that one. I like that. Probably him. And virtually got nowhere. They were adamant they were going to take the property, and despite me saying, well, you don't need the whole property. If you don't know it, the cellar hole's still out there. You didn't have to take their home, but they were adamant. And that just happens with government. No offense, but it does. So with that, we went back and sat with them, and they were poor people. They were poor Yankee people. They had an old farm, dilapidated. They won, but they raised. We tried to figure out 5 to 7 children there.
Yep.
At that, and it had been in the Taylor family forever. So I sat and talked to them. I said, "Look, guys, this is what happens." They had a notice that it was going to be taken by eminent domain. He says, "Well, here's this is what you can do. You can fight them, but it's wicked expensive. The lawyers are going to, and the government has an unlimited legal budget. You're going to have to hire an attorney. you have to get real estate appraisers, you're gonna have to get expert witnesses, this is gonna get dragged out, it's gonna cost you thousands of dollars, they have thousands of dollars. So we talked and I said, the best thing I can suggest at this point, it's gonna happen. I trust, they're gonna do it. And I've been involved in some eminent domain cases and, fellow attorney had a great expression when the eminent domain notice comes in, the elephants are on the march. And you're not gonna stop them. You're not. I said the best thing I could tell you, try and negotiate something. Try and negotiate. That's it, and do the best you can. Because that was devastating and I didn't want to tell them that, but that's a fact of life. You know, as an attorney or a doctor, you have to give people the truth, what's gonna happen. So I think after that, I really was not involved in it, to be honest with you. I wasn't. I know they negotiated something directly with the county at that point. And so that's why you're not gonna find any record of eminent domain, because it was never any court proceedings. They negotiated with the county, got the, I guess, the best possible price they could. That's why there's no record on it. And that's very quite common. You're not gonna find a record. You'll find a deed from them, but that's because it was negotiated.
No, but if there, I think the issue here is that there was no deed that represented what, we did some extensive deed research and fundamentally, and I mean, there was no deed, and I appreciate what you're saying, that if there were, you know, considerations of eminent domain, there's sense in negotiation that takes place, but that there's no deed in that time period that represents what is asserted to be represented.
I know, that's why I'm explaining why there isn't any record anywhere.
But there would but so there was, it doesn't make sense.
What doesn't make sense?
If they negotiated a price,
They negotiated, apparently negotiated.
some price, because they didn't want to get it, have it just taken,
Yeah, they couldn't afford to fight it.
So a
then there
sales
would be a
price,
deed recorded
They
that
didn't
would
deed the
say,
property?
there's no deed in.
How'd you get it? I just assumed that they must have negotiated.
I
Well,
thought you
there
said
had to
in
be a deed.
June, there was a deed that was signed over in 1970.
I
Well,
will see,
Bill said-
I'm confused with the dates here. I
Yeah,
don't really
I
know
don't
when
know
this
the dates either.
happened or.
It was 1970,
No, it
that's
was-
problematic
When I get
because
out of law school,
you didn't,
76.
Right.
So it would have been after that.
so, which
Yeah,
is
It was early, maybe you were still in law.
Man, might have been.
It was
It
like
is.
early
Goes
70s,
back.
because Herb died in 71.
so it would have been before that.
Yeah, it was right before that.
So you weren't admitted to practice law at the
Apparently it
time.
wasn't. See, my memory's a little faded. This is,
Okay.
how many years ago?
Well, I guess that's the concern that
Yeah.
I think at this point,
That's all I can
Okay.
shed the light on it.
right, that was 6 years prior to your admission into the bar. Ish, according to.
No, it could have been that. But irregardless, that's exactly what happened. That is what happened. I did talk about it. I understand what Jill wants to do and, you know, they were some recognition. I don't, personally, I think that's a great idea. They've been in Brentwood forever, in the county forever.
What did you have in mind?
I just wanted like maybe a plaque. This whole thing started when I saw the new municipal building and a friend of mine, Norm Majors, is gonna have a room dedicated, and I was like, the Taylors were so instrumental in, and I know we can't find, it's just family lore at this point because we can't find the facts, but Taylor sold land to the county when it came from Portsmouth to Brentwood in the early 1900s. Herb Taylor donated land, I believe it was early 50s, maybe late 40s, when they did Dr. Blaisdell's edition. And then in the 70s, they ended up selling the land, but it was either sell or they were gonna take it. And that was in early 70s, because Herb died in 71. So over the years, and Herb served as a sheriff at the county farm when he was younger, and a sheriff for the town of Brentwood. It just seems like, and I'm not taking anything away from Norm, but Norm was a representative from Plastow, and you're honoring him, and here's a family that was here for over hundreds of years, and we get absolutely no recognition. I'm just talking a little plaque, you know, on a wall somewhere. I'd love a room, but I'll be happy with a plaque on the wall. I just think the public should be able to see somewhere that, the contributions the family has made.
See, that's a
Thank you.
I think
Thank
that
you.
would be totally appropriate.
Thank you for your.
Citizen
We
and whatever.
appreciate you for coming in. I know that we commissioners will have some discussion about it, but we're gonna now, we're gonna go back to regularly scheduled.
Okay, so will somebody reach out to me and let me know what
Absolutely.
you decide? All right, thank you.
Thank you for coming in and speaking with us. Thank you, Attorney.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay. We're gonna move right to openings and awards. First up is, and I guess since we are at public comment, we're out of turn. Is there anyone else here that would like to speak in public comment? I see a couple people who, no. Seeing none.
Oh, Mike, is you. See one of our girls?
Oh, I'm coming again with one of the,
Yeah, okay.
okay, so our first opening is with respect to the historical book restoration for the Registry of Deeds.
Asterisk here, what Chantel would like to. For Christine Bolbeck.
Yes, but do we want to do that?
It's on here, so.
Yes, it's not, we're not gonna, do you want to take that up?
You can go through the,
Why don't we do openings and awards quickly and then we'll,
Oh, I see.
I'll make a motion on the register of deeds to review, evaluate the proposal in terms of the recommendation.
Second.
any discussion? Hearing none, Commissioner Godu,
Yes.
Commissioner Tombrilla,
Yes.
and I vote yes. Next, we have an opening for the RNC Bernald Chiller. Condenser.
Motion to authorize the senior director of facilities planning and IT, review and evaluate the proposal in terms of the recommendation.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, Commissioner Tombrilla,
Yes.
Commissioner Godu,
Yes.
and I vote yes. Next, we have the opening for the Motor Services Tabletop Tire Changer and Balancer.
Motion to authorize the senior director of facilities planning and IT, review and evaluate the proposal in terms of the recommendation.
Second.
My discussion is say that 5 times fast. Commissioner Godu,
Yes.
Commissioner Tombrilla, and I vote yeah. Next, we have an award for the asbestos abatement.
Make a motion to award the proposal for asbestos abatement to All State Abatement Professionals, Inc. For an amount not to exceed $7,550 as recommended by the Senior Director of Facilities Planning and IT.
Second.
Discussion? It is the most economical of the, and we had 3 bids. Commissioner Tombrilla,
Yes.
Commissioner Godu?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next, we have the electric utility vehicle and award.
Make a motion to award the proposal for electric utility vehicle to C2 vehicles for an amount not to exceed $36,193 in financing given by the Senior Director of Finance and recommended by the Senior Director of Facilities Planning and IT.
Second.
Discussion? I'll just add that it's the least expensive and it's within budget.
I didn't see that we have a new van out there though.
Yeah.
That's not the van.
Spoiler
you're,
alert.
you're taking one of my things.
Spoiler alert. Yeah,
What he does.
okay,
Oh,
focus.
no.
C2, Commissioner Godu on the motion.
Yes.
Commissioner
Yes.
Tombrilla, and I vote yes. We have the Hay Tedder Award.
Motion to award the proposal for Hay Tedder, the United AG and Turf for an amount not to exceed $12,850 as recommended by the Senior Director of Facilities Planning and IT.
Second.
Discussion?
I just got my, how come that didn't go to chapel?
They didn't vote.
Really? Weren't they originally, didn't they have one that was?
We sent them the RFP, we verified that they received the RFP, they didn't.
I saw it on there, I'm like, oh no, I don't.
Yeah. United Ag and Turf does all the John Deere now, so I suspect that'll come from Riverwoods.
I know you need.
We sure do.
And what is, I have 2 questions. One, we're a little over the
Yes.
budget. I'm guessing you will pull a little bit from
pick it up,
somewhere else.
yes.
And the second is, what is the timeline to get the,
7 to 10 days.
wow, okay, that's
So
right.
it's a huge
Yeah,
difference.
that's a big deal.
The last one was 12
Right.
weeks. Yeah.
That's,
There'd be snow out there that by then.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right, on top of the hay that we weren't able to get off.
Right,
yeah,
right.
exactly, that's great. Okay, does anybody have anything else? Commissioner Tombrello?
Yes.
Commissioner Godu?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Thank you. Next, we have the award for the document management system for human resources.
I'll make a motion to award the proposal for document management system to SimQuest for a 3-year period with an annual subscription of $29,400 as well as $12,250 implementation cost in year one and a 3% increase for the 3-year period following initial 3-year agreement as recommended by the Senior Director of Human Resources.
Second.
Discussion? Are we comfortable with a 3-year contract on a new document system?
Yeah, they did propose an additional 3-year contract, and I did go back to them, it was 8%, and I asked them if they had any wiggle room in that, because we're county government taxpayer funded, and they did drop it to 3% for the next additional 3-year period.
I just meant from like how long we're having a contract with them if we don't end up liking them or, you know,
Sorry, yeah,
it's not the rate increase.
an out clause.
What's our out clause?
Yeah, can we bail out if we don't like it?
Yeah.
That's a.
You know.
Well, that would,
Yeah.
well, I mean, it's just like we've seen some challenges with in other areas of,
I don't have the contract because this was just, we were just looking at some of the other stuff to ensure it would suffice the IT end of the world, things as well.
It suits the need that you have.
I mean, how confident are you that this is the right software?
This is our guru for document manager. This is her specialty, and out of the systems that we looked at, this looked to be the most easy to use for users. It gives us the access that we need to securely give only certain access to certain people. It's easy to use, it's efficient, has all the options that we were looking for, and we made quite a list of every feature that we were looking for. So
So do you know anyone that's used it or have you, I mean, it sounds like you've just tested it. Is it brand new? So, I mean, that's the concern is what happens if in a year I mean, unless you, then I guess there's no concern if you feel like really confident. I know, you know, this municipality and that municipality or these companies are using it and they love it. And I've got friends in the business that you know, recommend, that's what I'm looking for.
we did look at the recommendations, or they did give us, they did give us feedback on other users having used it, yes. We've watched or viewed multiple demos on the way their system works. I can't speak to somebody personally. I don't know anybody for any of the
That's fine.
systems. So, but from what we were looking for from my experience in this position with the system we currently use, it looks to be very, yes.
where's the contract? Right, we haven't, that's the one thing we haven't looked at what the contract terms are.
I think the big thing is when we get out of it. That's.
And like, what are, you know, like, I'm thinking about the liability aspect in terms of who is, you know,
I didn't know I should have the contract before the award. I'm sorry. Otherwise I would have had it vetted. I'm sorry, I just missed that piece.
yeah,
We usually award and then look at a contract. Would think.
I guess I missed it and I apologize.
well, and yeah,
Pack before
usually we
course,
have
yeah.
the award, there's the contracts baked in so that we can see what the terms are as we're. I mean, especially because there's a liability component, sure, like that. So at this point, if you're okay with it, can we wait a week and table and get the contract? So, because we can get it reviewed by Primex and, or
Yeah.
do you think it needs to be awarded?
No, we've been very methodical.
Yeah.
We've taken our time through this whole process with all of these vendors and gone back multiple times. I want to make sure it's right.
Yeah,
It's right
so
for the
another
county.
week's not gonna make it good. Yeah.
Great,
Yes,
You worked a
That's fine.
long time.
well, I mean,
I want to make it right all around.
yeah,
You
I
know,
just want to make sure.
for sustainability, for
I
sure.
mean, it sounds like it's the right program for us. It's just making sure the rest is buttoned up. Okay, so I'll entertain a motion to table. Yeah,
Yeah.
The table.
Second.
okay. On the motion to table, Commissioner Godu,
Yes.
Commissioner Tombrello, and I vote. Next we have an award for from Dodge Durango.
Make a motion to award the proposal for Dodge Durango Pursuit. Central Auto Team of Raymond, New Hampshire. Raymond, Mass, sorry.
Rainham.
Mass. The amount not to exceed $179,968 is recommended by sheriff.
Second.
Discussion?
I would like to bring up that the first thing when I looked at this motion, I said, boy, that's an expensive Dodge Durango. It's before.
Yeah.
And I mean, I kind of suspected that, but I did confirm
Yeah.
that this
Yeah, the
is
fit.
before, and that's all also with the outfit for all of the stuff that's gonna go on it, you know, for the police.
The upfit's an additional, that's separate,
Is that separate?
That's the next.
yeah, that's another 46. I
Okay.
guess my question is, why are we doing 4 this year? Usually we do 3.
No, we've been traditionally doing 4, and that's what we proposed and got approved in the budget was 4.
And how much, yeah, how much do we have budgeted in that line? Or are we coming in there?
I know we're within budget.
Yeah. Okay. And feels like,
But we've
what
always
we've been
bid,
doing, I think.
Commissioner Coyle, we've always bid for 4 cars. When I
Yeah.
became sheriff, we were bidding for 4 cars and 1 van. And when COVID came in, we stopped bidding for a van. If you look at the purchases, when we did the 3 Tahoes, we got
Yeah.
a van. Thank you.
fair point. Okay, it looks like from just this was of the 2 bids, this was the less expensive of the 2. And even though the trade-ins were a little lower.
Yeah, bottom line was this was the most
Okay.
efficient. We hate to go outside of the county. But you gotta do what you gotta do.
Surprised when I saw that.
On the motion, Commissioner Tombrilla?
Yes.
Commissioner Godu?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next, we have the fiscal year 26 vehicle upfit equipment.
The motion to award the proposal for fiscal year 26 vehicle upfit equipment to Adamson Industries of Havel, Mass. For an amount not to exceed $46,980 is recommended by the high sheriff.
Second.
Discussion? Again, this is we've used them, they're the most economical and we use Adamson for, I think,
Forever.
for a long time.
Yeah.
So they do a good job. A lot of police departments use them. On the motion, Commissioner Godu?
Yes.
Commissioner Tombrilla?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next, we have the fiscal year Motorola equipment.
The motion to award the proposal for Motorola Equipment Two-Way Communication Services, Inc. Motorola Solutions for an amount not to exceed $57,704.76 is recommended by the high sheriff.
Second.
Discussion? We use 2-way. We've used them quite a bit.
Choice.
Yeah, I think they're the licensed outfit, you know, another one should be bidding on this, I believe, but correct me if I'm wrong, Sheriff.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like sole source, even though we put it up. So,
Yeah, they kind of have regional bidding restrictions internally with Motorola, so it almost ends up being sole source.
yeah. It's like nothing like having monopolies. Okay, on the motion, Commissioner Tombrilla?
Yes.
Commissioner Godu?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, would now be a good time? I know maybe I made a mistake in not speaking with Christine about the pilot grant pro update. Guys, are you comfortable with moving?
Yeah, that's fine.
Welcome, Christine. Thank you for joining us today.
Oh, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for letting me report.
We're
So I
thrilled
thought
to
I
hear from
would-
you.
I thought I'll summarize what we have so far in terms of some data, and anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer any concerns or questions that you have. So when I came on board the beginning of November, I think the enrollment started in December, and from December until now, we enrolled a total of 35 different people. 3 of those people were, they're divided between the 2-day programs. 3 were enrolled in Easter Seals and the rest at Silverthorne. So currently there are 26 people active, and the 9 people who left the program, 4 are at home. with a combination of different kinds of caregiving. 3 are in long-term care and 2 are deceased. The rest of the demographics is they come from 13 different cities and towns, majority from Salem. The age range is 69 years to 95, and the average age is 83. There are 13 men, 22 women. We've been collecting a lot of data, and some of it has been really helpful. So as we start to pull this information together and for gathering for reports, we have a lot of quantitative data. There's 4 different forms that we fill out with families, and we can provide reports in a lot of different forms, but we do have a lot of data, and we've started to pull that together. And in conversations with Wendy Altman, I have a sense of what kind of reporting we really need to start thinking about. So we'll just continue to enroll anybody who is, eligible between now and the end of the year. And I know that, towards November, December, it'll probably be winding things down in terms of services we can offer, but we will have a lot of information, and depending on what's required of us, I think that the reports can come in different forms. But it's been really enlightening talking to these families and really moving. And I hope that some of the narratives that people will read, these families are very, very hardworking, and they're an inspiration, and I hope people will read this report when we're finished, and that we were able to do a lot of positive things for folks. And with this grant, they're very appreciative. The families, they really appreciate the transportation piece that Chuck was instrumental in putting together. So we have the 2 drivers at Silverthorne. It makes a huge difference for families, especially when, it's a situation where their sons and daughters are working. It provides a lot of help. And I think that was a very important decision for the grant to move some of the funds to transportation. That's been really successful.
That's great to know. I mean, that aspect, and it seems like that's one of the salient takeaways, even from an anecdotal perspective, that, because we see it all the time in many different avenues in New Hampshire, that public transportation is a huge issue. So, I think the report will be of value even just to our county, and sort of, can we put in, is there any infrastructure or systems we can put in place to, even in the absence of a pilot program, to help with, we have waiting lists, right? Here, and could we offset some of those waiting lists with some of the, some of the things we get out of? We have money for adult medical day program. We're not utilizing that we're not utilizing all of that money annually. What can we do to help maybe increase that census, and if we add that transportation piece? So thank you. We look forward to the report. I do.
I got a couple of questions.
I apologize. She did send me the report, but in the shuffle of the last few days, I don't think I actually passed it on.
That's
I
okay.
read it.
That's okay.
I don't think I shared it.
Well, when you have a breather and share it, that'd be great.
What happens to these 26 families that are still in this program in December?
So what we've been doing is, this, obviously some of the grant pays for the cost of the program, and they will have to be notified by Rockingham that the funds are ending the end of December. Both the directors, Sue Reynolds and Jessica Zwader, they know that there won't be any money as of the end of December. So they know verbally from meetings that I've had with them. So there would have to be some kind of official letter to the program directors. And then my guess is they would notify the families that that the funds will, I think everybody knows it's a pilot program, and hopefully, we were hoping that it would be extended, but they will be given notice that, this is when the funds
Right.
aren't available any longer.
Maybe we need to be more proactive in terms of use of adult medical daycare resources to help transition or offset the pilot program for the next year so that people, I mean, that's not a lot of time.
So just a thought, so if there are individuals who are already Medicaid certified, they could remain on, it's that transportation piece that could be the issue. Now, it's the purview of the commissioners, really how you wanna utilize the funds in that line. So if you wanna carve out a certain dollar amount that's gonna be for transportation, then
yeah,
that's what you, the commissioners can do.
right.
And we still have the part in there that, yes, if they're Medicaid certified, then the county, if they stayed on in the program, then that'd be another $15 that would be
Towards-
given towards for Medicaid individuals per day. That's already part of the, that's been part of it. Used to be $10, it was up to 15 over. So, those two facilities can submit for those. Again, they have to be Medicaid certified. But as we've heard, transportation can be, the barrier. And then obviously the other thing has been the ad hoc requests as well, but you can incorporate a block maybe for transportation.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I'm a little unclear. The 26 people that are being served, what are they getting? What services are they receiving?
Well,
Transportation.
some of them get, oh, go ahead, you can
Oh,
answer.
go please. No, please. You're the,
Basically.
So some of them receive transportation help, and it really is a hybrid. So some of them might be getting transportation for their ride home, and the family brings them in the morning. Some of the peoples are billing us for a portion or the entire cost of the day program. So they're different. All the families have different needs, and they're all different.
And how is that different from what we're already doing? Because we budgeted money for this. Except the transportation, we didn't budget money for transportation. But we do budget money for adult daycare and upon request. So are these folks gonna be able to apply to us and will we have enough money? I
that's
guess
what
is.
I'm talking about is trying to bring them.
Yeah, so I fact checked myself, so please correct. So the difference between the money that we currently have with the letters for adult medical is that we're paying the difference, so the patient portion, and they already have Medicaid. So Medicaid pays their portion, we're essentially paying their copay. In theory, it's their
We're doing
life.
that additional $15.
Right.
Under the part, under
It's not
the
Medicaid.
pilot program,
pending.
we are doing the difference.
Okay, the
$25.
pilot though has residents that are Medicaid pending, waiting on Medicaid, so
We're covered.
those funds are not related to the budget line the way we currently are functioning.
So the pilot program supports those who are in the pending, not certified
Right.
Medicaid status. So we can cover $100 under the pilot program on a Medicaid pending, where how we set things up as far as the budget funding, it's only at $15
Yeah.
above a certified Medicaid individual.
So do we
But the-
need to look at what's left like in November to see
Well,
if we can still keep some of it going in December?
it's not necessarily that as I see it. I think we should be starting now and trying to figure out the transportation, continuing the transportation piece and moving them. I mean, I think Chuck made a great point about taking some of that, our $100,000 for adult medical, that but line item and putting some towards transportation so that we can keep these individuals going through the program. What I think we need to do is get proactive right now and say, of these 26, like, what is their Medicaid status? What are we doing for, some of the, get the answers for each individual and then try to get a carve out going forward, just.
Might be more advantage to folks to have a robust transportation system. If that's the biggest barrier that these seniors have to getting to the facility, because presumably they have kids who are not kids, who are not young, and they're all working and doing, so to get them back and forth at 8 o'clock in the morning or 8:30, that would interrupt my workday.
But I think our immediate concern is addressing the 26.
Right.
And I think it's different for everyone. I think transportation, and I apologize, Christine, this is completely your domain. I think for some people, transportation is the barrier. For others, it's waiting on Medicaid. And the reality with Medicaid approvals in, pre-COVID, you get, a month, 2 months if there was a simple case. Currently, it's taking sometimes 6, 8, 9 months in a facility to get a Medicaid approval right now. So I may not be able to afford to pay to go, right? And I'm waiting for that Medicaid approval to pay for me to go. And while they're kind of in that limbo, waiting for that approval, the grant's supporting them in some cases. So I don't know that it's as cookie cutter because it's different for every person you meet, for them of what their need is.
There's no chance that we can get more money the following year.
Not from the state.
I'm
There's
not
no,
gonna say this was a one-time.
and they're not renewing the pilot program. I mean,
Then-
they're in budgetary. So, but I think what we need to do realistically is say, like, we need to look at, because it isn't a one size fits all model. We need to get data on each of the 26 individuals, where they stand, where are they in the Medicaid process, how many are pending, how long have they been pending? Like, what do we need to, what is the dollar amount we need to do to continue to support them? And we need to get on this like
Should
quickly
be talking about it
because,
now.
because December, for families that are gonna transition, I mean, that's like, that could be really, really difficult for these families in terms of access to care, like. And it's not easy. We all know there aren't that many resources. We're 90 days out. It's like, so. Do you think we could get sort of that, Christine, would you be able to sort of create a, you know?
I already have a sheet. After your question's almost done, I'll email over and I can work with her to do it. Sorry.
No,
Type it.
no, thank you. The answer is thank you. So yeah, well, thank you for that update. We can't wait to see the report and,
Whatever you need from me, I'm happy to provide
data
that.
is always wonderful in an effort to best tailor our efforts and our resources to our community.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. So now back to review scheduled programming. We're moving on to the consent agenda, and first we have some meeting minutes to approve.
Make a motion to approve the July 24, 2025 and the July 31st, 2025 public and non-public minutes.
Second,
Discussion.
well, I haven't looked at the December 31st
July.
non-public. I just,
July.
December, where am I?
Okay. Focusing on
Holidays.
adult medical day.
Right.
No,
Right, and I was
program.
worried about that program.
Yeah.
I'd like an opportunity to look at the non-public minutes at least. So if we could table at least that one.
Sure.
Make a motion back and make a motion to table.
Well, I move, so we're gonna approve the July 24th, 2025 and public and non-public meeting minutes and the July 31st, 2025 public meeting minutes.
Yep.
Do I have a second?
I'll make a motion to approve the July 24, 2025 public minutes and the July 31st, 2025 public minutes.
Well, and we're doing the July 24th non-public meetings.
And the July. Minutes.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Thank you, Leila. Billy and Nancy. On the motion, Commissioner Godu?
Yes.
Commissioner
Yes.
Tombrilla, and I vote yes. Next, we have a discussion of the Primex cap agreement ended. Allison?
Yeah, it's just letting you know that we had prior, they offered, Primex offered that cap program and we are in that. We're ending that 3-year contract with them. They are not offering that anymore and they have not given us their rates and what it's going to be. So as soon as we get that information, we'll let you know. So I don't know, it's across the board, so.
That is staggering. No,
So I
that's,
wanted to let you know as quickly as possible when we got the notification shot too, so you're on
Well,
that, so.
there's nothing we can do
No.
except we are gonna have to figure it out. It sounds like could be pretty devastating, but when resolve.
Oh, boy.
Okay, well, we will, I mean, I don't think we have anything more except to wait and see what, how badly the other shoe drops.
We'll let you know.
Okay, we next have the HR recruitment report information. always valuable to see. We're still hiring. We've got some new, I see a lot of nursing here and new hires for the, next few hiring periods in August, for the month of August and the start of September, and it's great when when we were looking at with nursing, again, the fiscal year goal of 30 LNAs, and we're already 30%, like a third reached, it's great.
We have 8 scheduled for the next, the 8th, and then on the 22nd, we have it right now, 8 already. Just that's a mixture, but I also wanna denote facilities is really pulling up all those new positions. I think she's got one left to fill, other than the IT, which she got an unsurmountable response to her positions there too. So this is looking very well.
Well, it tells us where we need to be in market. That's what I say. And I mean, we've been working really hard to get there, and it's suggesting we're at pretty close to that market, so.
I would like to comment on this report. First of all, thank you for the first page of the report, which is the overview. This is exactly what I've been looking for. So in a snapshot, we're able to see that in May, we had 52% agency. In June, we had 55% agency, and in July, we have 48% agency. So we're seeing a progression in the right direction, but these specific numbers, I mean, this report is very pretty, but I really just want the data. And this is really the total numbers, how many in the agency, how many staff, and this gives us that snapshot. And this is what I think that we ought to be focused on, to see that we're progressing as fast as we can. And this is admittedly during the slow time to make progress, right? So September,
We're ramped up in September already. It's like
Great.
cruising along.
School has resumed, so
Yeah.
that really helps in this process. New beginnings, new applications.
great job, and this is very helpful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next, we have the August 28th, 2025 accounts payable list.
I'll make a motion to approve the August 28, 2025 accounts payable list of total list of $1,942,757.73.
Second,
Discussion.
I didn't see anything unusual.
We have some one-time, annual payments for UKG. We have our prime care, so there's a lot of decent contract nursing, all sorts of stuff. But I agree, and some things for we had a few things for the new building as well as for replacing the fire doors, so that drove it up a little bit more, but on the motion, Commissioner Godu?
Yes.
Commissioner Tombrello?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, next we have the payroll for August 29th, 2025.
Motion to approve payroll pension amount of $1,604,734.33 for period ending August 23rd.
Second,
Discussion? We're within $2,000 of last pay period, so that's pretty consistent. Thank you, Chuck. Commissioner Tombrello?
Yes.
Commissioner Godu?
yes.
And I vote yes. Next, we're moving right into commissioners' updates. Anyone?
I have something to bring up. Just before coming over here, I gave myself a self-guided tour of the building. And for the most part, it's beautiful and obviously not done yet. But I have concerns about the signs. There's at least 1 or 3 signs that I believe need to be replaced.
They're being replaced.
Oh, you already know about that.
Of course I do.
Oh, well, I don't know. Okay.
Surprise you?
No, not really. Not really. Jim's been on top of everything. It said county attorney and said district attorney instead of county attorney.
Pat was thinking we should leave it like that, because everyone in the world knows what a county
Yeah.
attorney is, and no one knows what
The
what a
district
She
attorney.
said she talks to people on the phone and you know, like a district attorney, and then they get it.
Yeah.
We're
I agree. I mean, because it's like Massachusetts thing, so everybody, so
But it's incorrect.
in a technical sense, but in a, like, from a,
It's the same
goal-
function.
It is, and the goal is to make it accessible for defendants and victims and their players in the court system, so if frankly, if Pat wants to keep it.
Their replacements have already been ordered. I think she might have been a little bit facetious. So
Oh.
like, it's so frustrating for me when I'm on the phone and no one ever knows what.
Well, whatever, if she wants, I mean,
I'll ask her.
it's her prerogative, as I see.
I don't agree. I think that if it's county attorney is the official title, that's what it ought to say, just for
This has to be reviewed.
being precise.
That's our elected title, so I would say.
Right.
Okay.
I have some concerns about that it says municipal complex. But that's not something that's, completely overwhelming me, and it is etched in stone already.
And it is a municipal complex.
Mounted to stone.
No, that, actually,
Oh, yes, it's-
if you look up, it's somebody, they put it into the concrete, so, yeah, no, that's fine, that was my biggest concern, was that, and, everything else I saw was great. And I saw that in the registry of deeds, the cutouts that we're asked for, they're all done, they look great.
Of course, they-
Of course they do.
Commissioner Tombrilla?
I'm good.
Well, I mean, I would like to say, I know that today survey left, the state left, there was a survey in long-term care, and it was by all accounts, another very successful year. And I think what has maintained, congratulations, Chantal, to you and your team, it's like, it's hard coming in, and, the first year is gonna be the hardest, right? And you really, like, it was flying colors once again, and particularly, I think what is most notable is the surveyors' reflection on the quality of care, and I don't want to steal all your thunder.
That's
so
okay.
I am just gonna say, congratulations to you and your team, and to everyone, and to Life Safety too, Jude, that your team, it does take a village, and it's just, they're just so impressed with our facility. So I'm gonna leave
Yeah.
you to have the rest of the discussion point, but I
Yeah,
wanted to go with that.
just in regards to Jude's team, if I may, he commented, Joe, to me about how it's more complicated here than some of his hospitals and how beautiful Jude's team manages it. So just to add that.
And more to come when you. All right, let's move on to facilities operations. We have a change order request for the Novus Group.
Make a motion to approve a change order request for Novus Group, in amount not to exceed 17,800 for daily civil engineering and oversight of the North Road driveway improvements as recommended by the New Hampshire Department of Transportation, and authorize the chair to sign all necessary documents as recommended by the senior director of facilities planning right.
Second.
Discussion? This is just a change order because of requirement for our DOT grant. So on the motion, to anyone? Okay.
Nope.
On the motion, Commissioner Tombrilla.
Yes.
Commissioner Godu?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next, we have a change order request for Warren Street.
Make a motion to approve a change order request for Warren Street Architects for Luke for an amount not to exceed 36,800 to extend construction administration services until the completion of the new building project anticipated for the end of October 2025, and authorize the chair to send all necessary documents as recommended by the director of facilities planning and IT.
Second.
Discussion?
Does this imply that we're gonna be all done by the end of October?
It implies that,
It
yeah.
implies that. Hopefully that's the case.
On the motion, Commissioner Godu?
Yes.
Commissioner Tombrilla, and I vote yes. Next, we have the Comcast Enterprise Services Master Service Agreement.
The motion approval of Comcast Enterprise Services Master Service Agreement for a term of 37 months beginning August 28, 2025, communication services at the new building for monthly amount of $1,074.95 plus a one-time Installation fee of $299, and authorize the chair to send all necessary documents recommended by the Director of Facilities Planning and IT and Rob and the IT Director.
Second.
What happened? Did we get back to, oh, discussion, sorry, does anybody have before?
Discussion. Well, I do.
Go ahead.
I saw the typical Primex changes in the contract. Did they accept those changes?
They did this afternoon, around noon time.
They
They
did.
made some changes, yes, or they've agreed to make some changes. We just have to give them the go ahead and they will do that. So we don't have the final copy yet. But they did agree to make those changes,
Okay.
or maybe
You know,
not
being
all, but a
Comcast,
lot.
I didn't know if they would be completely inflexible.
Yeah, I was surprised.
You know, but this is good that
Yeah.
that they've accepted
Great.
our liabilities and stuff, right?
And you had a chance to review those changes and,
Yep, and Leila has a copy as well, so.
great, this is, I know.
Another set of eyes, yeah.
Okay. Great, I haven't, obviously, this just came in, so. This is. Okay. Oh, great, they don't have to litigate in Delaware. So-
Well, that was one of the things
Well,
that
no,
like,
no, they
that's an
agreed to
issue.
that. They agreed, it looked like they agreed to that, so. I feel comfortable with my phone.
Yeah.
Okay. On the motion, Commissioner Tombrello.
Yes.
Commissioner Godu.
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next, we're moving on to the Finance Office, Amex Rewards Points Use discussion.
If we can, just table this item, I hope to come back next week with actually a discussion and a request for approval of usage of Amex points, so.
We don't have anything to table because it was just discussion, so
We'll just skip it.
yeah.
All right.
Next, we have the calculation of allowance for uncollectible accounts as of June 30th, 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve an increase in the long-term care allowance for uncollectible accounts to $1,652,000 and no, $1,652,887.28 for June 30th, 2025, as recommended by the Senior Director of Finance and the Senior Director of Long-Term Care. This is an increase of approximately $12,636.60 compared to the June 30th, 2024 balance of $1,640,250.67.
Second.
Discussion? Most of this,
I'd love Chuck to give us an overview of what, this is this big spreadsheet, and it looks as if we're increasing our acceptable liability to another $12,000. That's
So
Because of
basically
the
the overarching or our methodology for what we expect or want to do reserve for, what may not be collected on, is basically anything that's greater than 2 years age. So in this case, basically anything that would be, prior to 7/1/23. That'd be 2 years age as of June 30, 25. On top of that, we know that once things get a little bit, even not quite 2 years old, there's issues when things hit, a year age for Medicare and for Medicaid. So we do a protective allowance or reserve for anything 1 to 2 years age of 50%. And then if it's Medicaid pending, and we don't have a certified Medicaid status for a year, by a year, we're doing 100% reserve on anything that Medicaid pending bucket from 1 to 2 years. So again, 100% anything that's 2 years beyond. If it's 1 to 2 years, we have 100% for Medicaid pending. We do 50% reserve for 1 to 2 years on Medicare and Medicaid. And for the most part, except for the tweaks that we've done, I think on Medicare, a few years ago, we, based upon Polaris Group input, we added that 50% reserve for anything 1 to 2 years age for Medicare items. We already had the 50% reserve for Medicaid and 100% for Medicaid pending before that. So it's the policy that's been in place for a while. The auditors have been okay with it as well. And so what usually ends up happening, like this past year, we had all those write-offs for private pay and patient liability, basically the private pay portion of Medicaid individuals' amounts. All that was able to go against the allowance and not directly hitting current year revenues.
That's why that was a high number.
Yeah, and it's a high number. Again, if you look at the different buckets, you'll see as far as calculated balances. That Medicaid is fairly high that we have. We had a spike in unfortunately Medicaid pending, but we've already heard as part of the discussion. As far as what's going on with pilot program, as far as the continued delays in getting Medicaid certifications. And there's even a less of a look back period as well.
And less of a retro back.
Well,
Yeah.
sorry, that's why I meant
Yeah,
retro
so
back.
they
so-
look back 5 years, but they're looking for a shorter, so prior when you applied for an application, as long as you qualified at the date, they would retro back 3 months, they're shortening that retro. So its ability to go back will potentially cause larger gaps.
So just to be clear, the allowance, does that mean we've budgeted this amount of money to write off? Essentially,
One,
or is there some other, I mean, how does this allowance of $1.6 million get funded? Who's
What-
coming up with that money?
well, there's an initial allowance we do, and we would code it against revenues for changes. We've had an allowance since before I came on board in
Right.
'09. So what we do annually is that, so once upon a time, yes, to establish it, yes, it did have to come off of like that year's current revenues. Where basically we reduce the revenues and we increase this liability reserve for the allowance.
So
And
this
then-
is a reserve allowance.
Yes, so the year to year, we just do the changes, that we analyze each residual bucket, and you can see we've got about not quite 20. And we analyze each kind of payer type, and we see what's open as of each fiscal year end. And we go back and look to see where the thing, how much is within a year? How much is between 1 and 2 years? How much is 2 years plus? And then we adjust the allowance based upon where each of those payer types fall within those buckets. Using our methodology again, anything 2 years or greater, 100% reserve. 1 to 2, there might be a partial reserve depending if it's Medicaid or Medicare or Medicaid pending.
Was that 12,000 pretty common for years past?
Oh, no, it can fluctuate a bit. It can be dependent upon, if we didn't have the spike in med pending, I might be asking for a decrease in the allowance total. If private pay, if we had, if we were able to get some collections on some of the really older stuff, you'd have less private pay, that'd be in the allowance too, so.
And one of the things that we did was when we went through the books recently, a lot of the write-offs that we just processed had been sitting on there, some of them 5, 6, 7 years. To try and get cleaned. And then my team meets, although we haven't for the last few months, just with some of the things going on, we actually are just restarting. But we have done a lot of education with our team to look at kind of the collections, look at the calls and proactively have the conversations. In addition to that, we have built in different supports. So Samita, our Medicaid specialist, is coming to the table and hearing about the potential of Medicaid sooner. So we're getting in more proactively and starting the process and not waiting until you're 2-3 months in and trying to go backwards, as well as looking at some of the way that we do some of our evaluations, even for when we take someone who's assisted living. They could have 3-4 years of funds that aren't 3-4 years of funds if they move to the nursing home, and then there's these large gaps that there's no payment or things of that nature. And because Medicaid's taking longer, the unfortunate reality of our business is sometimes people pass while they're in the Medicaid pending process, and then we don't have the ability to get the documents that are needed. And that whole thing becomes a write-off. So it's a less than ideal fund system, and we're building out as many safeguards and practices we can to mitigate the risk and proactively kind of work through that, but it still always happens, unfortunately.
Thank you. Okay,
The confusing part to me is, how Hillsborough makes money. We're just unlucky. I mean, they're a profitable nursing home.
They've got a different mix. I mean, they've got more of a mix on Medicare than we do.
Just
And
the luck of the draw.
I mean, I would love one day to have a conversation. I'm happy to explain how it works, but every insurance has different payers and different amounts. Private pay versus versus Medicare versus Medicaid versus managed care. One of the things I actually in the process of setting a call up, and then I promise I'll stop. We haven't negotiated our managed care rates in like
10, 15 years, something like that, so they're way lower than market. I personally have never had to negotiate those, it's not my strength, but there's a gentleman that I am having conversations with to see if there's an ability. We also don't have contracts with some of the larger insurance companies, so then what happens is when they need therapy, we're paying for it out of pocket, so it's one of the things I'm evaluating, could help with some of that mix as well.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, on the motion, Commissioner, I don't know, it's Godu,
Yes.
Commissioner Tombrello.
Yes,
And I vote yes.
Thank you.
Next, we have a Harvey Construction off-cycle.
make a motion to approve the August 28, 2025 accounts payable warrant T 260269 payable to Harvey Construction Corporation, the amount of $3,527,291.01 is recommended by the Senior Director of Facility Planning and IT and the Senior Director of Finance.
Second.
Discussion? On the motion, Commissioner Tombrello,
That's nice now, I love this.
Commissioner Godu,
Yes.
and I vote yes.
I did say yes, but I just love.
Next, we have a TD Equipment Finance Incorporated Capital Lease Proposal.
Motion to approve the TD Equipment Finance Inc. capital lease proposal and authorize the chair to sign all necessary documents as recommended by the Senior Director of Finance.
Second.
Discussion?
So the rate we got quoted was 0.2% less than the financing we received just 2 months ago. So
Fighting?
4.2%.
Okay. On the motion, Commissioner Godu,
Yes.
Commissioner Tombrello,
Yes,
and I vote yes.
Thank you.
Next, we have the lease reimbursement resolution. Want me to do it?
she can push.
Resolution of the Board of Commissioners, County of Rockingham, New Hampshire, declaring its intention to reimburse itself from the proceeds of lease financing for certain equipment. The Board of Commissioners for the County of Rockingham, New Hampshire, the county has determined that it may be necessary or desirable to advance money to pay the cost of acquiring 2025 Toyota Sienna all-wheel drive van, collectively the equipment. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners for the County of Rockingham, New Hampshire, one, the Board of Commissioners adopts this declaration of official intent. Two, the Board of Commissioners recently expects to reimburse advances made or to be made by the county to pay the cost of acquiring the equipment from the proceeds of certain lease financing with TD Equipment Finance Incorporated. The maximum amount of the financing expected to be issued in one or more series for the equipment is $85,420. The vendor supplying the equipment to whom monies will be advanced by the county is Right Away Incorporated DBA Mobility Works, $85,420 total. Three, this resolution shall take effect immediately upon its adoption. The foregoing resolution was adopted by the Board of Commissioners at its meeting on August 28th, 2025. Stop.
Are we supposed to approve this or vote on it, that we all
Move
agree?
to approve this resolution.
Second.
On the motion to approve the resolution, Commissioner Tombrello.
Yes.
Commissioner Godu?
Yes.
I vote yes.
Thank you.
Next, we have Human Resources, a draft for Teamsters Local 633 MOU and authorization to present to the union for approval. General consensus needed. This is just to allow supervisors, to allow supervisors of the DOC to take overtime shifts. And we're talking about a 3-year contract so that we don't have to keep coming back to the table.
We had it
So-
last year.
General consensus, well,
Yeah.
3 years great, and if per events mandatory overtime, we like that. Yes.
You agree,
Thank you.
Superintendent Henry?
Yeah.
Okay, just double checking. It helps.
Gonna move right on to the exception request for new appointment rate in the finance office.
Can I,
Ask me to the pool.
can we pull that? I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's the president act.
The individual has decided to withdraw.
Okay, so it's not necessary. We're gonna move right on to the fall wellness activities. Scarecrow contest is coming back. Tombrello, it's your turn this year.
I was thinking the same thing.
To utilize,
Approximately $800 from the county wellness fund to purchase prizes and supplies for the fall wellness activity. Scarecrow contest in October.
Second.
discussion. Every year, the Scarecrow contest is a big hit for the residents and visitors alike. But this year,
Last year?
I'm putting it out right now. Tombrello, you and Mayor
I'm
have a
putting it
job
down.
to do.
I've written it down.
Yeah.
It's in the minutes.
Yeah, you guys have to do the commissioner's Scarecrow. Get in the game there.
How long are you gonna have to stay outside there for? This could be very good. All of October?
I'd like to make a friendly amendment to Commissioner Tombrello shall do the commissioners.
Every year.
Okay, on the motion for the wellness activity, Commissioner Tombrello, Commissioner Godu.
Yeah.
And I vote yes.
Comes through.
There was a motion previous to that,
We're not moving forward with.
Okay, all right.
So fiscal year 2026 per diem wage schedule revisions.
I'll make a motion to amend the fiscal year 2026 per diem wage schedule effective August 28th, 2025, recommended by the senior director of the
Second.
resource.
Discussions? This is in relation, we're doing the hop outside. You know, this is for everybody who watches this in Zoom land later. We are sitting in the Board of Commissioners meeting, but it is a beautiful day outside and the residents are outside in the courtyard, listening to music, doing the hop.
I think it's a performer.
And there's a
Yes,
performer
different.
and it's a great time. So we all have the joy of listening to that in the courtyard as we continue business, but.
adjourn? Authority here.
Yeah.
Gonna go help them?
Oh, yeah, I'll help sing.
Send Commissioner Godu, who has a secret talent in his band, to join the party afterwards. Right now, we're on the motion for the per diem wage schedule, and this is in relation to the per diem for personal care partners and licensed care partners. So it's pretty straightforward. Any discussion? Okay. Commissioner Godu,
Yes.
Commissioner Tombrello, and I vote yes. Next, we have a general leave request for long-term care services.
I'll make a motion to include a general leave request for long-term care service employee HD. The county portion of all benefits continuing for a period of August 25th, 2025 through August 2nd, 2025 as recommended by the senior director of long-term care services and the senior director of human resources.
Second.
Discussion? I just had a question of, do you think this will be what's the timeline?
It's following alignment with the approval of the short-term disability
Okay,
claim. So I feel comfortable with the medical updates from the carrier.
Great. On the motion, Commissioner Godu,
Yes.
Commissioner Tombrello,
Yes.
and I vote yes. Next, we have the independent medical examination services agreement.
I'll make a motion to approve the draft professional agreement for Dr. Albert Riley for independent medical examination services and, if accepted, authorize the chair to sign on with Sir Darkness and recommended by the senior director of human resources.
Second.
Discussion? I just have a question about the rate. Is that pretty industry standard?
I apologize, I was multitasking.
You're at the hop.
Something we ever recall.
This is the rate that we could get, we could negotiate into with them. A lot of people are not, a lot of these physicians are no longer doing it because it's so costly to do. But he knew Dr. Timmons, our former, and Dr. Timmons recommended this name to us. So we crafted this whole thing, but we did talk to him what the fees would be. And it's only if we have to do an independent medical exam would it go out.
Okay. Sounds good. How many times do we have to do that last year?
Maybe 2 to 3 talks.
Okay.
It's not a lot.
But we need someone that's on call.
I,
Who's
yeah,
willing to-
I'm not sure he's gonna accept once he sees the contract, because we vetted it the way I would have done with COEH, but we're putting it.
Yeah,
out
you created the contract,
Correct.
right?
And I
Got it.
vetted it through Primex and Leadville, and I used kind of the template of COEH platform.
Well, it's a good place to start.
Yes, thank you.
On the motion, Commissioner Tombrello?
Yes.
Commissioner Godu?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next, we have the NHA State Conference raffle gift basket.
Motion to authorize the senior director of human resources to purchase items for the county gift basket entering in the NHAC raffle up to approximate total of $250.
Second.
Discussion.
I'm distracted by
Yeah.
the music.
I'm gonna keep it on point.
Okay, good, thank you.
Good.
Yes, second.
Discussion,
No
hearing
discussion.
none. Commissioner Godu?
Yes.
Commissioner Tombrello?
Yeah.
And I vote yes. Next, we have a travel and training request for leading age. We've got a number of leading age attendees here on the agenda today, so this is a well-known conference. Commissioner Tombrello.
To approve a travel, training request for human resources employee AK to attend to attend the leading aid annual meeting in Boston, Mass. To be held in November 2nd to the 5th, 2025, and estimated cost of $2,815 is recommended by the Senior Director of Human Resources.
Second.
Discussion.
Since we have so many people going to this conference, would you just give us a brief overview of like why this is so important? Obviously it is.
Can I please? Do you mind if I? Oh, great. So I had the pleasure, although I got stuck in Nashville that flight last time. I went to the Leading Age Conference. It's something this center here has done. It was my first time going. It is a large conference for not-for-profits, specifically around healthcare. It is one of the largest conferences I have ever been to. The gentleman all the way up from CMS, who oversees the nursing home compartment, is there. There's hundreds of sessions, hundreds of vendors, resources, technology. It's truly one of the most amazing experiences I've had, which is why I spoke with Allison about it. There's a lot of sessions that talk about, recruiting for diversification, recruiting, retention, tools to assist with some of those things, marketing, around hiring, as well as non-HR related things around conflict with staff there's a few facility things, there's some AI things. There's hundreds of sessions, and last time I learned so much that I was able to bring forward, including some of the products and vendors we've been able to use to not just save money, but streamline things.
So was it in Nashville last year? It's in Boston this year, so we're sending everybody because there's no airplane.
I've never gone, but I had known about this, but there is a whole HR track and legal track on this.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna go to the HR strategic conference. I would prefer to go to this just because there's benefit information there and legal, other tracks, and it's all certification hours that I can take forward.
It truly is an amazing conference.
Great, thank
Well,
you.
you answered for me why I was like, why is HR? So thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in speaking with her, I had asked about if she'd ever thought of attending, because there's, maybe a third of everything, a fourth of everything on the program is HR or retention around it. And there was, I think, 20 something vendors around different programs, strategies for nurses, you name it. It's an amazing conference.
Great. Commissioner Tombrello,
Yes.
Commissioner Godu,
Yes,
and I vote yes.
and I have a 1 minute break.
Yes. We already did the pilot grant update.
Just a reminder, we have for 2:30.
I'm working diligently to keep us on point. I'm gonna actually take the next motions out of turn, so we can just, while we're on travel and training, I'm gonna just get through all these.
I'm sure that's it.
So we're gonna go 5, C, D, and then B. Since we're on the leading age. Yeah. What'd you say?
This is a lot of pieces we didn't touch on any time.
We could.
That's possible.
We'll be able to get through a few things, so we'll just see how about two. Yes, we have something at 2:30.
She has a hard stop 3.
Okay. Well. So. Maybe we'll just take, you know what, maybe we'll just take department head updates of, we'll just do brief remarks for. We're not, we're okay, we'll go until we can go.
Start briefly, okay.
Right? Check into things.
Ask him to leave the 2 minutes.
All right, we're back, we're moving, I was thinking that we're gonna just revamp and go to 5C travel and training, we're doing 5C and D because we're still on these travel and training requests, so. Commissioner Tombrello, take it away.
I'll make a motion to approve the regroup mass.
No. So,
I'll just do them all.
that's fine. You can do that one. I would just say, go ahead, just do B.
Subscription agreement for a term of 1 year beginning August 28th at a cost of $3,000. Authorize the chair to sign all this documents and recommend to the senior director of the.
Second.
Discussion?
If I may, they accepted all the assignments. And it's just to streamline communication. Robin was kind enough to sit on the call with us. Right now, it's a multi-step process to send any updates for our family, and we manage an entire separate list. This will pull right out of PCC to always be up to date, allow us to send things out and newsletters, et cetera, and it'll just streamline a lot of the systems for us.
That's fantastic. So it's only $3,000 a year. That's gonna save a lot of man hours.
Yeah, I've used this
Where
in
were
the
the
past and it. I enjoyed it.
On the motion, Commissioner Godu,
Yes.
Commissioner Tombrello,
Yes.
and I vote yes. Next, we have two travel and training requests.
Under a motion to approve travel and training request for long-term care service employee TVK and TV to attend the leading edge, meeting in Boston, Mass. To be held November 2nd to the 5th, and that's the cost of $2,815 for working with the long-term care service director.
Second.
We just talked about this, so any other discussion? Commissioner Godu,
Yes.
Commissioner Tombrello,
Yes.
and I vote yes. Next,
Approve the travel and training request for two assisted living employees. JC and Elvin to attend the leading edge annual meeting in Boston, Mass. To be held November 2nd. It was to the 5th, 2025, and estimated tax bill $5,333.85, and recommended by the law to the.
Second.
discussion?
Oh, same thing.
So that, the one on Severs, two people at 2815, this one is two at 5,330.
So some of it is hotels as they're booking fast. We're not all able to be in the same hotel.
Yeah, they were pretty close.
It's
There's
only a
one
few
person
hundred.
in a different hotel. Right.
On the motion, Commissioner Tombrello,
Yep.
Commissioner Godu,
Yes.
and I vote yes. Next, we have the Sheriff's Office and Equitable Sharing Agreement.
Make a motion to approve the fiscal year 2026 equitable sharing agreement and certification. Authorize the chair to sign all necessary documents and recommended by the Vice Chairman.
Second.
Discussion? We usually sign these equitable sharing agreements annually. On the motion, Commissioner Godu,
Yes.
Commissioner Tombrello, and I vote yes. Okay, we're gonna move right into department head updates. We have 13 minutes before we have a meeting with an attorney, so if you're able to give, do we need to do, and we'll figure it out. Superintendent Henry,
Yeah, that's 155, yeah, and nothing was come forward this week, I can wait for this.
thanks.
I'll be on vacation and I've got everything situated with the staff and everything like that, so Julie will be handing over the thing. Unless the board requires me to touch my phone, I will not take it time on, is that okay? Yes, thank you, I appreciate that.
Good for you.
Thank you.
You take a little more time, Chantel.
no,
We have a
okay.
big day.
That's
It's a big
gonna
day.
be risky with me.
Okay.
Census to the nursing home is 136. We're 46 in the assisted living, no outbreak to report or any of those cases. State exited today. Just really quickly, and they were so complimentary. One of the best compliments you can get working in this field is when a surveyor says that if they had to place their loved one, they hope that it's here. Our staff was noted multiple times for being kind, great care, passionate, and multiple people, props to Sam. We have the cleanest laundry room they've ever seen. There wasn't even lint behind the dryer. So well deserved. And then my last other piece that's just positive is we have two winners, one with assisted living and one with the nursing home for the New Hampshire Healthcare Association Scholarship for advancing their career in healthcare. So we have had two winners. There's and then you didn't know and LNA next door. And there is a dinner coming up in September for them to receive it and acknowledge it. So it was really exciting.
That's a big deal.
Mhm.
That's really great. But it also speaks to that same, that level of care. Sheriff?
I'll keep it short and sweet. Have a great weekend.
Beat that.
Okay, single audit work continues, financial statement audit work continues. I'm also in the MS 45. That's the last report due for DRA to our tax apportionment. Medicaid cost work continues, though all information that we know of is obviously auditors. Categorical assistance, we don't have our official cap documents yet from DHHS, but we know from the first two bills that we will be $446,000 under budget, but I kind of already have a need or where that might be able to go. There is another opioid abatement settlement fund piece, secondary manufacturers. So I don't know the details yet, but that'll be another one I'll be bringing forward next week. As far as for the vote in the county to participate in, so that's good news. And I will just stop there.
So we're gonna be $500,000 under on capital goals with.
Yeah, because I always try to budget, we're gonna have an increase in our portion of the 3 years when I have claims, but recently we haven't had that. And our allocation of the credits, you know, again, this is where year 1 of 4.
Right.
From the $20
20,
million that, yeah.
was that 2020? Like,
My estimate was that the effect this year was 861,000. It should be the same for the next 3 years, just to make sure that in 2 years, for the next biennial cycle, that we fight to make sure that those credits stay in and maybe get the cap increase back down to the 2% that was in statute.
Yeah,
So.
thank you. Do you have anything, Robin?
I do not. Well, in facilities, I'll keep it brief. We're working. We had a walkthrough with Pat this week. She and her deputy and Megan, they took lots of photos. They haven't been in for a while, so they were very well impressed. We had the moving RFP walkthrough yesterday. I was in preemptive by life safety. But it went well by all estimation. Chuck's working with me now on figuring out exactly what we're gonna do with this stuff that we're not necessarily gonna be bringing up here. So we'll be coming to something at some point, I'm sure.
I didn't hear that at all.
You
What are you
didn't hear
bringing?
me? I'm sorry. We had the walkthrough for the moving RFP.
Oh,
And so Chuck's helping me to figure out like, what are we gonna do with some of the stuff that we don't need to have? That the county may not need to retain. We don't necessarily pay to have it moved, et
I mean,
cetera.
like some of the
There's
chairs and
100-year-old desk.
stuff that we don't want.
Yes. So we'll be coming to you with a suggestion at some point. We just started talking about it today.
We'll remove John or
Right.
something.
Chuck.
Got John.
We'll see. I think Tony Attorney may have some usable desks that perhaps we could keep in the barn because we always have calls. We have a desk to a file cabinet, those kind of things. So we always keep a little bit in the barn for, someone that has a new employee and doesn't have furniture for them, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we're working on that. Water issues, water everywhere. We're having so many issues with water mains. They found another line this week. They can't figure out how to get it shut off. We're gonna do a 5-minute shutdown in the entire complex tomorrow at 11 o'clock. That was the least disruptive to Chantal, which I just found out when I got here, 11 o'clock, 5 minutes. They want to see if they shut that down, if it takes care of everything downline. The pipe the main that was broken, I apologize, I'm almost done. The main that was broken a couple, 3 weeks ago that we had to do the boil order for. They've chased it out and determined, they actually just put a charge on it and follow it that way. It goes under the conservation district building. So we put a building on top of a water main at some point, the county did.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so they've come up with a solution for that, but again, everywhere they look, they find another main that we didn't know where it was there. They dug a test pit, they uncovered a valve that doesn't hold, who knows how long it's been there anyway. So the water issues have been a gigantic challenge. The water main itself went really well, but now they have to, you can't leave old lines in because it's a potential contamination source for future. You can't have a stagnant line that's attached to one of your mains. So now they're trying to figure out how to cut and cap everything else that's in there. We didn't know it was there. They didn't know it was there. My poor water chief is just like, we found another one. So That's kind of been the big challenge for us this week. There's a lot of moving parts at the new building, but everything is going along really well. But definitely the water main issue has been the biggest challenge.
But at least we're fixing problems for the future. I mean,
Oh,
this is like
absolutely.
great. I mean, I know it's like not the ideal circumstance, but we're solving problems. So
Right.
that's good. And that's,
Tabarello and I were talking about that today. We have GPS locations on every valve. We've got our drone, we're taking photos, everything's on the plans, all the as-bills are coming through.
Master plan right for the pump.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
that's awesome.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Good
So
point.
it is very
Mapping.
helpful, right? Even though they're unpleasant surprises, now we know where they are and we're, how we're addressing them, so.
Great.
Yep, we're getting.
You have an abundance of knowledge. I'd like to make a motion to never retire. So second.
Don't second it, come on, you guys.
I won't.
It's all good. It's
Yeah,
really, we're definitely getting there. It's just, it's a little bit of a hiccup and,
Yes.
Sometimes you gotta find something to be able to figure out what it was. Like,
That's it,
who
exactly.
would have ever known?
Yep.
Yeah.
Life would have just
Yep.
kept going.
Other than that, I will echo what Chantal said, even life safety walking through said, this place is amazing, this place is clean. Look at how happy everybody is. He was looking at smoke detectors, et cetera, but he was very complimentary to all of the nursing home staff, not just life safety. He was really impressed everywhere we walked. This is the cleanest building I ever saw, he was very, very complimentary. It's nice to
Yeah.
come out of it with someone that could be intimidating, that's actually like really flattering.
Yeah.
So it was a good feeling altogether,
Well, it's a reflection of
yeah.
what we're,
Jude and I talked today, so there's a possibility that the October first date won't work.
Yeah, well, we talked about that last week. We don't know that we'll have a certificate of occupancy until we have a license for the Lula lift and until the ADA signage is in. And we still have a electrical inspection pending on the dispatch equipment that's being installed right now, as well as the county attorney's cubicles, they're powered up through the floor as well. So Fire Marshal needs to come back and re-inspect that for electrical. It may all fall into place.
Tomorrow is it, you might get some better answers tomorrow.
We're hoping to have a better answer to share with Harvey on Tuesday. They might be able to do temporary signage. They won't be able to do a temporary electrical permit. You know what I mean? So as we get closer, we'll certainly let you know
We'll
if it
just-
looks like it's gonna be problematic.
yeah, we can also.
Yeah.
It's
We
not-
could do
it's not a
November
hard date.
first,
Yeah.
ish.
Yeah, I'll
You
let you
know,
know.
I don't,
Easier to do November 1st and take the pressure off of like trying to
yeah,
do
it's
that.
ceremonial,
Yeah.
so.
The grass might not be green anymore. That's all, but it doesn't make.
It looks nice right now, though. They just laid down all the sod. It looks great.
Yeah, pictures.
So that's,
Whatever you like.
original golf course.
Yeah.
The finished paving is going in on September 15th. We're doing a walkthrough,
Great.
September 7th. We're gonna walk through for all the exterior connections on the 15th, so anything that's dead will be really nice.
Wow.
So we're getting there for sure.
Great.
I can update you next week or whatever you want to change it.
Why don't we just, make a final decision next week, but I think tentatively, I feel like you do, Commissioner Godu, we should just make it November 1st.
Yeah,
Like, why, we don't need,
No need to put pressure.
yeah. Leila?
I have nothing, thank you.
All right, well, we're,
Or Robin.
I did ask Robin.
She passed.
I said no.
It's, we see Richard's, a couple different, maybe they're joining for the. Okay,
I don't know who that is, but Rich is our employer, right?
is there anyone else here for, well, I guess, is there any new business or old business?
No.
No, okay. Anyone else here for public comment? Hearing none, we'll move into, I guess the first, it's non-public. Move into non-sorry.
Make a motion to go into non-public and New Hampshire RSA 98:3, no, 2, C reputation and A person.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, Commissioner Godu?
Yes.
Commissioner Pombrilla? And I vote yes. We're now in non-public. Who else is non-public? No.
I mean, I'm happy to give the survey information to the mailer tomorrow.
We're back in public from non-public session. Commissioner Tombrello, would you like to make some motions?
I'll make a motion. We had 6 items total. I'll make a motion to seal the non-public minutes. Definitely. Due to the fact that they could, on 1, 3, 4, and 6, definitely. Due to the fact that they could affect adversely the reputation of any person other than a member of this board.
It's the opposite. So, 1, 3, 4, and 6 are being sealed because it could render a proposed action ineffective. And if I may,
And the other,
and 2 and 5 are being sealed indefinitely because it could adversely affect the reputation of a individual other than a member of this board. And with all respect to all of them, we don't have an end date for the resolution.
and now carbon copy what Commissioner Coyle said is my motion.
I'll second that.
All those, does anybody have a discussion on the motion? Commissioner Tombrello?
Yes.
Commissioner Godu?
Yes,
And I vote yes.
Motion to adjourn.
second.
All those in favor?
All right.
Aye. Have a lovely long weekend. Happy Labor Day, everyone.